How's it going, guys? It's Jojo McGee here, and I'm here to give you guys a basic guide on the new game that recently came out in July, FireFall. So this is the newest patch, I believe. I will update the description if it has changed, but this is what I'm going to teach you today. So these are all the classes, all the default classes. There's the Dreadnought, there is the Assault, Biotech, Accord Engineer, and Recon. I wonder which one I made. Anyways, there are other unlockable classes, but the only way to get them is by paying money for red beans and, well, leveling up your guys to get pilot tokens after a while. So anyways, I'll start off with introductions to some classes. This is the Dreadnought class. I'll just go into first person. It has a minigun. Very rapid fire, very high damage per second. Its first ability, there's a shockwave. Second ability ups the damage of, well, explosive rounds. And the third one is the shield. The fourth one is a rocket launcher, and it depending on the level, pretty much one-shots everything. Anyways, moving on, this is the Assault class. It has a rocket launcher kind of laser thing. It's weird. Its secondary shot is kind of the Spitfire thing. Its first ability causes it to charge forward. Its second ability also gives it a kind of damage boost that kind of increases all of it. And for its third ability, you have to be in the air. You can see it kind of illuminate, but once you use it, you can, it's called Crater, because you can do that. Kind of sends a shockwave. Alright, so the next class is the Biotech. This is generically thought of as the kind of combat medic, if you will. So it does have some healing abilities, but at the same time has some pretty deadly abilities. So has the power, it has basically an SMG needler gun thing, and it can do burst fire, kind of like a shotgun, which does a lot of damage pretty much. Its first ability leaves a trail of acid, so follow this engine. That's it. That does a lot of corrosive damage. So the second ability sends off kind of shockwave. It pushes back your enemies and heals your allies. It does, I believe, 250 health. I might be wrong on that. And I don't really play as Biotech, so I might be getting a lot of this wrong. But the third ability is kind of like a last resort, I believe. It keeps, I don't know, it's a last resort. It helps you not die, I believe. And the fourth ability, which I can't use yet, but it converts your ammunition into acid, basically. Alright, so the next class is the Engineer. So its first ability is to put down a heavy turret. This can be upgraded to rank 2. Its second ability, you can put down a supply station that will regenerate ammunition and health like this after a while. So after a while you can after a while, these can be destroyed since they are deployable. You can also put down a temporary shield. You can shoot through it, but enemies can't shoot you. But they do have the AI to go around it. So make sure to upgrade and craft new abilities, because it's kind of not the best ability. Anyway, so the Engineer is equipped with sticky grenades, and its secondary just makes it explode, basically. Oh, by the way, if you press Q, you can switch to your secondary weapon. This can be pretty much any secondary weapon. It doesn't matter what class they are. Okay, now the final class is the Recon. He is equipped with an assault rifle. Even though it looks like a sniper rifle, it's an assault rifle. You get those in other classes if you want a sniper rifle. But yeah, think of it as the sniper class. It has really good range, and it can be used mostly to support a large team. So its first ability is the Sin Beacon. And what that does, if there's a large crowd of like enemies, it supposedly scans them and finds their weaknesses or something like that. Basically, it weakens your enemies, whoever is in that area. The second one is a decoy, where it puts that out and then it explodes, doing damage to the people around it. And the last ability is the Kyro Grenade, which basically, you know, it's a grenade, ice, stuff like that. Okay, those are all the default classes, basically. Okay, now that we're done talking about the classes, let's just jump into crafting, because it's hard, it looks intimidating at first, but really it isn't. Okay, so when you're crafting, you can click this to see only the only craftable stuff you can make, and if they're green, that means you can craft them. So first off, the refine places where after thumping or doing missions and you get resources, you can refine them or turn them. After refining them, you can turn them into crystite. Now crystite is basically the currency, like the monies in this game. So you start off with, I believe, is raw resource refining 1 and 2. I might be wrong about that, but over time you could research better stuff. Basically, like I have the 4th one, so I don't really have that much material on me right now, but let's just an example.
Manufacturing started.
Can manufacture that, takes a little bit. Anyways, after doing that, you can research different things. By the way, if you want to unlock your class and its upgrades, you need to go into, say, this and buy the base of it. So after buying the base of it, hold on a second. So after buying the base, you get this, which is basically the next level of upgrades. When you build something, you go into Battleframe Equipment. It gives you one of these, which is your class menu, basically. So you go into this, and it gives you all the stuff you can upgrade. So since I have, you can upgrade basically all your primaries. You can upgrade your assault rifle. I have the 2nd assault rifle, which does amazing damage. And different things require other things. Also, red components, if it shows red on it, it's absolutely necessary that you make those. Other things like stabilization, subroutines, and structural reinforcement, those are just to make it, improve it, basically. And if you have better materials, which is quality to it, let me show you an example. So you can see this is on 535. It's decent. It goes white, which is like low value, green, moderate value. Then there's blue, which is basically, so white is copper, green is iron. Then if you go up to blue, that is slightly more value, like, I'm trying to think, like gold, sort of. And then there's purple, which ranges from, I believe, 800 to 1000 value, and that's basically like diamonds. So if you don't want to craft, which it seems intimidating at first, by the way, you can make consumable stuff like health packs and stuff. If you don't want to do that, press Alt M and you can go directly into the market, where you can buy materials, stuff like that. You can also sell stuff you find on Ares missions. I'll get into that later. And with that, you can make a lot of crystite, make a lot of monies. Okay, so after all that, after you do the tutorial mission and you have your scan hammer, you can go thump it, basically. I believe you get a free thumper, but I might be wrong. Okay, so to access your call downs, you press C and you go into resource gathering and you select scan hammer. So if you press 5 with the scan hammer, you can scan the area for materials. I know that's the weirdest way of finding materials, but that's how it works. Anyways, so what you do is you call down this thing called a thumper. By the way, The regular thumper is a lot smaller. Let's see what's going down. Oh, it's weird. The sound effects aren't working. So yeah, enemies spawn, and basically the goal is to defend the thumper. Basically. I'll just, I'll pause it and show you what happens later. So after it's done, it's nowhere near done, by the way. I'm just doing this for example. You press E and hold and send it back. Goes back into the air.
Cargo, but some's better than none.
Oh, got crazy. So you get resources and you can craft different things after refining it. Keep in mind, refining is your best friend. So if I were to suggest what to upgrade, upgrade your jump jets, because it's going to be a while till you get, it'll be quite a while before you get one of these. These are the best way to travel so far. So, I guess they destroyed it. Anyways, they're not that delicate, I don't know why. But, they do cost a lot. So, in every single, M is to press map, by the way. In every single, basically, main place, oh, the refining's done. These signify, like, the main areas. So in every single place, they sell a certain part to the, for the car. Like, for example, this is one of the vehicle vendors. He would send, like, he has, like, the wheels, or someone else has, like, the body of it. It's basically piecing the puzzles together, basically. I don't know if you noticed, but, that piece cost 50 grand worth of crystite. Each part is worth 50 grand. The keys are kind of easy to get, but in total...
Dang. Looks like that damn malfunctioning thumper's fuel cells are overloaded. Better hurry up before it blows.
Okay. No, but in total, it would cost about 200 grand worth of crystite, which actually isn't that easy to get. So, I suggest upgrading jump jets until that time. Anyways, if you go into the new U center, this is where you change everything, basically. This is my founding mask. Alright, so you can change even, you know, to a female, male. But, you can change pretty much everything. You can change the shape of the head, you can change your hairstyle, your, like, accessories. By accessories, they mean, like, facial hair, pretty much. You can change eye color. You can change everything about yourself, and you can give yourself some cool headgear and stuff. It's the customizable stuff, basically. And yeah, as I showed you before, this is where I got my classes. This is the Battle Frame Garage. This is where you repair your stuff. One second. Yeah. So this is where you repair your stuff. This is where you paint your guy, like whatever color. Why isn't this working? And this is also where you upgrade, like, everything. You get an XP from doing missions, and basically doing missions is how you get XP. And I mentioned pilot tokens before, and like pretty much when you get up to here, every other ability gives you pilot tokens, pretty much. And so basically each class is able to get about 6. You get about like 13 pilot tokens per class if you upgrade them all. And if you want to buy a new class, you need red beans, which is purchased with money, and 10 pilot tokens. And pilot tokens take a while to get. So don't expect it to be easy to get one of these guys, even though they're amazing. Okay, so anyways, there are Ares missions, and then there are environmental missions, and then there are personal missions. I'll explain what those are. Well, that's what I call them, at least. So Ares missions is given to you by the Accord, and they can range from recovering payloads to clearing out places. So environmental things can be like crash thumpers or melting tornadoes. If one spawns on the map, I'd be sure to show you that, but I don't see one now. And personal ones are like thumping. It appears on the map and people can go to the thumpers and have a good old time. Thumping. Never thought that would be a regular event in a game, but anyways, yeah. These are all the missions. I will pinpoint a mission just to show you. Let's go to, say, this one. But yeah, before we go to the mission, I'd just like to mention there are random things that spawn all over the map, like a supply crate, which you can simply press E. There are also deposits where you need to craft in consumables, where, they're called sonic detonators, and if you see like a rock with like crystal sticking out of it, you simply press 5 and blow it up, basically. Oh yeah, while I'm going there, I'd just like to mention that the Chosen, which is basically the bad use of it, they came out of the melding, which is this purple cloud. They will send strike teams or an incursion. Incursions are hard. Make sure you're in a group to fight incursions if you're new. But basically, with what they do is they can take over watchtowers, which are the blue icons on the map, and they can also take over one of the main places like Copacabana or Sunken Harbor. Mostly Sunken Harbor, because no one really cares about Sunken Harbor for some reason. Oops.
They may be using this as a staging area.
And it'll regenerate. But yeah, they can basically they basically can take over certain places, and it's kind of necessary to take them back, because you might think, oh, just have them, give them a little bit of, cut them a little slack. But no, like, if certain watchtowers, certain areas can give you like an XP boost, or they can increase your resource findings, and it's just very useful to have them around, so make sure that you have them. Okay, so there's a group. This is a payload mission where you have to find the items inside, and then you have to bring them to this, which apparently ARC ports them to a certain place. No one knows.
Sent me the objective via SID. Patching you in. Get the target and bring it to the ARC port file on outside.
But yeah. Those are basically the basics. So, if you have any questions, if I left out anything, be sure to comment, and I'd be happy to answer. And if there's a lot of questions, I'll be sure to make another video.
Another Ares operator.
But, yeah, thank you for watching. This has been Jojo McGee giving you a small guide on FireFall. Really, play it. I will discuss PvP later, but I'm a PvE guy. Join my army. Alright, bye.